Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Jenna-Louise, and this is meant to serve as an open letter to Doctor Who series showrunner Steven Moffat in care of the BBC, as well as any and all BBC executives, producers, and controllers to whom it may pertain, regarding Doctor Who's 50th anniversary and the concerns I and my fellow Whovians have regarding the handling of the series, the cutbacks, the suppression of information, and seeming financial squandering taking place over the last few years. Let me start off by saying to Mr. Moffat directly, if he's listening, I sincerely hope I'm wrong in my estimation of what's going on. I'm not without my faith in you as a writer of Doctor Who, and am familiar enough with how you tend to handle as well as react to potentially spoilery information regarding our mutually loved series. I can only hope that what has been going on behind the scenes is something far grander than any of the nuggets of news and myriad speculations by fans have hinted at, that is, a blatant disrespect for the history of the series and its former stars. You may ask, what the hell is this guy even talking about? And I'll tell you simply, as a fan of Doctor Who, yes, but also genre series, film, and other entertainment mediums, I as a fan have seen these warning signs before, which is why some of the friends I've made through YouTube and I have all been doing our part to rally against our greatest fears of Doctor Who's being continually cut back, production-wise, airing-wise, and financially if all reports are to be taken seriously. I give to you as but a few examples genre TV series like Star Trek and Firefly, and in the resurrection year of Doctor Who itself, the fifth TV iteration of Gene Roddenberry's vision of our future, Star Trek Enterprise. It pained me greatly to lose a series I was so personally invested in, but I began too to see the warning signs that series like these always tend to suffer as a precursor to such a deadening fate. The aforementioned cutbacks in producing the series, the switching around and indecision, as well as subsequent misleading and contrary information being continually released, to the effect of when a series will air, why it will or won't, a continual finger-pointing as to who is responsible, etc., as well as the falsity to be found in these vague promises and proclamations at a time when it has become too late to do anything about it. I'm not the only voice out there finding this all to be suspect, to be sure, and it's not limited merely to the friends I've made online either. Notable and respected Doctor Who fan sites, too, have taken up the clarion call queries of WTF and the like, as they too cannot comprehend what is truly going on. In January, news broke that the 50th anniversary would by all accounts be limited to one 60-minute special, and subsequent unconfirmed speculation and rumors have pointed to a vigorous cutting down of the script to fit the allotted time slot. The problem is you have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of fans the world over scratching their heads as a result, wondering just how in the hell you're going to fit in an adequate homage to all 50 years of this great chronicle of a madman in a blue box. With the passage of every other week for the last 6 months to a year, each of the surviving actors who have played the Doctor in what is commonly referred to as the classic series, starting with Tom Baker and ending with Paul McGann, have voiced their interest in taking part if asked, as well as lack of any potential contact seeking them to do so. This, in and of itself, is what I can only refer to as a heinous and disrespectful oversight. And again, I must reiterate, I sincerely hope I am wrong. Mr. Moffat, you yourself have made big promises to the effect that the Doctor Who 50th anniversary year will be the biggest there has ever been, that we must not think of the celebration in the singular, and yet entirely contradictory to that, we have one single official special that we know of to be taking place. All respect to writer and Sherlock co-creator Mark Gatiss, but as much as I'm looking forward to taking in his effort chronicling the early days of the series production, it is a poor effort if that is to be all we can look forward to on the televised front. Subsequent announcements of new action figures, collector's coins and stamps, literary tie-ins, and all of that matter very little to those of us abroad, and even to those taking up residence in the UK and Europe respectively, where compared to any potential special that may have been able to include all 8 of the living Doctor Who title actors, and perhaps even, as has been speculated and rumored recently, the first 3 Doctors whose actors are sadly deceased through studio trickery and even potentially recasting. It simply pales in comparison to what we seem to be genuinely able to expect for the 50th festivities, and I cannot tell you what a supreme letdown that is going to be if it's true. I'd be lying if I said the thought of potentially seeing Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, and Matt Smith together for an hour, which too has been rumored recently, wouldn't excite me, but this forced focus on what is commonly referred to as New Who is wholly and ridiculously unacceptable. I'll admit, I say this as a fan brought into Doctor Who largely through the Ninth Doctor's resurgent adventures in 2005, as overseen by Russell T Davies, but soon into that series had I realized that Doctor Who was something I actually shared with my mother as a kid, and that I'd seen that goofy man in the blue box before, in the form of a lankier, toothier, and curly-haired wanderer wearing a scarf. And why this is such a brilliant revelation for me personally is because when that 2005 series had ceased airing on the US's Sci-Fi Channel, in preparation for its eventual DVD box set release, I began snagging any and all DVD releases I could find of the classic series releases. I traveled through time on my television nearly as often as the TARDIS has through the vortex, from the Doctor's stumbled upon existence in the very first episodes with William Hartnell to the 1996 attempted and failed resurrection starring Paul McGann. And I might add, I got my sister hooked to the series as well. She largely prefers the classic to the modern, whereas I myself tend to vary depending on my mood. Mr. Moffat, as a fellow writer, a fan, someone who thanks to financial woes has bought, sold, bought, and had to sell again all of my modern series box sets just to keep food in the mouths of my sister and I can assure you my dedication toward ensuring the series endures is not a small one. But in times like this, it's still quite limited. All I can do is put pen to paper, or in this case fingers to keyboard and recorded recital, to issue my qualms for what has been promised to us and how much it seems we're going to be let down. It is my hope that somewhere along the way you've snookered us, that you are cunningly remaining silent and have up your sleeve one hell of a grand spectacle waiting to be unveiled for us. And I can promise you that whatever it is, it won't likely please everybody. But the 50th will come and go, as well as all the previous anniversaries before it. And what then of the future of Doctor Who? Is it truly safe and secure as we've been told time and again? Are we sure that in the great chain of production, direction, funding, and writing, there isn't some chink that can potentially grow and see the series put on perpetual hiatus again, cancelled as it was in the past? Surely one cannot hope to be taken seriously in promising such things when a series is being rescheduled, cut back, poorly excused with myriad contrary announcements, all happening in such a small amount of time and very often. Mr. Moffat, and to whom it may concern at the BBC, we expect a lot from you in November 2013. To in any way let us down as a group of fans would taint our respect and belief in you in your involvement in this great phenomenon. And I truly, with all my heart, wish not to see that happen. And more importantly, do I not want to see the series begin to fail for a lack of steady production and airings, which will promote in more casual viewers a lack of interest, and in the more devout, intense frustration. Let me say here to the intrepid listener, considering of those who choose to happen to not be the one named Moffat, I do not know whether my words will ever reach him or any other BBC worker whose ear would be bent to change or release information more to our desires. I can only share my thoughts. I invite anyone who views this to do the same in the comments below, as I do on all my videos, and wish to remind you that linked in the description below are the Facebook fan pages I have the honor of co-adminning with my friends Dr. Freedom, Matrix Lord, and The Scribe, all of which too have put their voices out there and continue to do so for the greater good of our beloved Doctor Who. And so here I'll end this and wish you all well, especially to you and yours, Mr. Moffat, as well as Matt Smith, Jenna-Louise Coleman, your fellow writers on the series, the directors, producers, and all that are involved with the show. May the Doctor live on for all time, and may the 50th be one to be remembered. And for now, that'll be it for me, so I'll catch you all later. Peace.